What's up, nephew?
What's going on,
How you
man?
been? You good?
I'm blessed.
Hey, man, look, it's your boy, Talk Williams, host and creator of what? The Examine Life podcast. And today I not only have a guest, but I also have a family member. Now, this is my nephew, man, and I got a whole gang of nephews. I probably got some I don't even know about. But every now and then, I get inspiration from a few of them, man, on different levels of what? That human experience, that human life, something beyond that ordinary script they've been feeding us since day one. But no, I don't mean to segue, man. So what brings us together here today, again, is the inspiration or the inspiring that I get from the youth now, right? So now I'm feeding off of them. I'm the piranha. I'm that school of fish with only one, and I'm eating off of their plate daily, man. We're out here at Montebello Lake on the east side of Baltimore City. It is beautiful today. This term entrepreneur seems to be a general term that's thrown around in such a way, right? It almost reminds me of maybe 10 years ago, player, or every baller, or every young guy I was running into, and I'd be like, yo, what you doing with yourself? I'm in the studio. Like, soon as somebody said that, I knew they might not be productive about anything. So nephew, help your uncle out, man. Give us some context of what you mean by you're an entrepreneur.
I'm an entrepreneur, meaning I'm going to do for myself like I would do for others at their job. Meaning when I wake up in the morning, every morning, I know I have to do something to progress my life for me. Not for nobody else, not for no company, not for my mother, not for you, but for me.
Exactly.
So when I go to sleep, I'm studying. When I wake up in the morning, I'm getting ready to work. And everything in between is work. My friends say that's all I do. So,
they say all you do is work?
Yeah. They say even when you ain't working, said you work.
So entrepreneurship is like working for yourself?
Correct.
Correct, right? So it's like you're not under the auspices of a 9 to 5, but you may work beyond what's required of a 9 to 5.
Correct.
Right? Because you have a vested interest in what it is that you do.
Right.
So what are some of the skill sets or some of your services or products that you represent as an entrepreneur?
Well, I'm gonna tell you about my first company was No Boundaries Moving in Harlem. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I started.
Okay.
Let me say that slower for y'all. No Boundaries Moving in Harlem, LLC, Baltimore, Maryland. I'll give y'all my number, but I haven't needed it. So, how I started it was unintentional.
Okay.
We would be teenagers and we would be, I can cuss and stuff.
Sure, you
okay,
can
okay,
say anything you want,
okay,
man.
all right, cool.
This is the Examine Life podcast.
Okay.
We don't even get here without swearing.
So look, so we used to move people's stuff for weed and drink as teenagers and pizza, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one day I was like 19, 20, and I was like, I wonder how much, we've been doing this since we was 11.
Okay.
For, I say damn near free,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
One day I looked and it was $350, $450, $500 a moving job. Only places just in the city, and the person was renting a U-Haul for them. I said,
When you say moving job, what do you mean?
by moving, I mean like if you have a, say you're moving from an apartment to a house.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
so I'll get my crew and we'll come in there. But I'm your nephew, right? So that's how they get it, right?
Yeah.
I'm your nephew, so you say, nephew, I need your help. You don't say I need a moving company.
Exactly.
You say, nephew, I need your help.
That's right.
I'll get y'all some food and some money to drink for real. We like, okay,
Yeah.
we ain't doing nothing anyway.
Yeah.
We chilling anyway.
Right.
As teenagers, we 14, 15 years old.
But you got a crew that you'll bring with
Exactly.
you. Yeah.
I bring 5 people, you happy. You done spent probably $25 on pizza,
Right. Yeah.
another 25 on liquor, and that's for everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's how I started, but then I realized, I'm like, oh, because that's how I always think.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got a flat tire, this is gonna go off the thing. I got a flat tire a couple weeks ago. And I'm like, yo, I keep getting flat tires and buying used tires.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm about to start selling used tires. I wonder how much people make up, because I know they made $250 off me this year in used tires. So I'm like, man, I'm about to look it up. I look up how much they making off of used tires. I'm like, hold up, so you can get a used tire for $15 and sell it for 40. But if you gotta ship it, you gotta use $10. But let me get back to the moving hard.
Yeah.
So I start applying myself. And of course, in the beginning, I'm gonna tell young entrepreneurs all the time, your parents and stuff, like, they're not gonna necessarily understand because they grew up 70s, 80s, 90s, and it's 9 to 5. Go get a 401k, you know. And I personally just never wanted that. I wanted if I get a 401k, I want to build it on my own. That's it.
Oh,
I'm actually hitting the hand.
I'm going to interrupt my nephew for just 1 second. I'm going to let him get back at it. And the reason being is because he made a very good point. I mean, several points, but like just within the last 10 seconds. Because he's a little conservative and very respectful. You know, I got a lot of nephews, man. You know what I mean? And I could rate them differently about several things. And he's more civilized to the point. Now, let me translate what he was saying to you about the parenting and them wanting you to do certain things growing up. Kids gotta know that they have to ignore their parents. I know that sounds crazy, right? Like, why would you be on here promoting that kids have to ignore their parents? Well, I'm gonna give you a reason why. You know, there's several, so this is low-hanging fruit. What typically happens is the first 15 or 16 years, definitely the first 12 years of a child's life, parents, society at large, institutions of higher learning, even the churches, they spend that first 12 to 15 years telling kids what not to think about, what not to do, what not to attempt. All they put in front of them is things that's already been done, already failed, etc., etc. The challenge or the problem or the issue with that is you do that to a child for 12 to 15 years, and then you put that child out there in society, and you say, now go out there and be creative and use your imagination and do something to make a difference on this planet. So my nephew was just giving y'all the very respectful, conservative version of sometimes you just gotta ignore your damn parents. I didn't mean to take that long.
No.
But I just wanted to commend what you were saying and tag that.
That was a perfect explanation because it's the truth. Because if I said, I'm a passionate person, so what I want, it might sound crazy, but like what I want, I'm gonna get in some type of way.
Yes.
So if I'm saying this, like let's say for instance, like your parents like, oh yeah, well now you 18, you 19, you gotta get a job. Well, why can't I go make a job? Because you don't see that far. But I see it. People will laugh at your ideas and all that for real. Then as soon as you start doing it, they'll be the first one that want to get a check with you.
But if we don't come from property owners, if we don't come from ownerships of business, like I said, real estate or assets, right? We by default, when we settle into life, many of us, definitely not me, so don't get me confused with it at all, but many of us settle in to the template. They just give you the script as they walk through the script themselves, right? And so it's the safe, careful, conservative route.
Then I ask them, are they happy?
Right.
And you gotta lie to me.
I want to hear that. So you challenge them with the question.
I definitely didn't say that to my mom.
Oh no, I'm not saying that, but in your way.
But yeah.
You pick at, right? Like reveal to me how happy you are, how inspired you are, right?
Whip that 9 to 5.
Yeah. That's not what I've been hearing over the years. You know, oh, I got to go in here again, or I need something else to do, whatever. So how do you deal with that with your parents when you have vision at that time, right? That maybe your parent did not have. What was your way of circumventing that or moving forward anyway?
My way was being hard-headed. Like you said, like a lot of times you gotta be, well, you don't have to be hard-headed, but I chose to be hard-headed because I believed in myself. Yeah. You gotta have a certain level of confidence to even quit a job. You know, you believe that you can do it on your own.
Yeah.
And I just always believed I could do it on my own.
Right.
I don't think nobody can stop me. Like we made a reference to the fence earlier. My company is called No Boundaries. I don't think nothing can stop me. Now I know I can't dunk a basketball, but I physically can't dunk a basketball. But if I build a trampoline,
Sure.
I can dunk a basketball.
Right. You get right to it. Yeah.
So, me explaining it to them, it's like talking to a wall, right? Until you start showing them.
Until you start showing.
And that's what it took.
Yeah.
And then it started being my mother calling me like, yeah, well, there's some people that needed some stuff moved over here, and there's some stuff moved. Exactly. And you know, you could be bitter and be like, oh my, yeah, you know, but it's like, why? It's your mother. She was trying to do what she thought was best for you, right? But it's a different time.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna show you that it's a different time.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna say it and just be walking around and pretending like everything is okay for real. No, sometimes it's messed up.
So,
most of the time it's messed up.
So let me ask you, you wind up moving forward with your ideas, right? Making a business out of what you were doing anyway, freelancing or for family and friends.
Right.
And so when you say that, does that mean that, you know, you get your license, you apply for permits? Like what process was that for you? How was that? Did you, because you know a lot of people, they say, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, I do my own thing, but I don't have a license, I don't need a permit, I'm just out here.
Right.
Yeah, how was that for you?
I'm gonna tell you one thing, and I don't know if you remember this, but I remember this conversation. You was on the phone with my father, and I was telling you about the ideas. He was like, yeah, that sounds good, but kids are smart. And everybody got ideas.
Right.
It's what you do with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could take that a certain type of way.
Right.
Or I could just apply it to what I was already going to do for it.